Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie and welcome to another video for Eve Echoes. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new patch notes have dropped, talking about what this means for the game going forward and seeing if there's any really cool improvements here. Patch notes recently have been really quite interesting because they tend to hide lots of little quality of life changes in them. I've not read through these ones exactly yet, I gave it a brief skim read. We're going to go through this together with me giving my thoughts and opinions on what these changes mean going forward. I do want to apologise quickly before we go any further as well that I didn't put a video out yesterday. My wife was taken quite ill over the weekend. She's feeling a bit better now, but yesterday was a pretty rough day. I've been suffering a little bit of lethargy as well. That sort of, it's a weird feeling that you can't bring yourself to do anything. You have literally zero energy. It's one of those, I had a load of stuff I wanted to do, stuff I want to talk about. There are some videos that I'm working on currently. I just literally could barely even log into the game and play, or, literally anything. All day was just kind of this lazy. I didn't even have the energy to watch YouTube videos, for crying out loud. That's how bad it was. Anyway, enough of the moaning. We are back today with a patch notes video. As I said, we're going to go through this together. Do let me know if you enjoy this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Hit like on the video if you haven't already. And if you do want to help support my content and keep me doing what I'm doing, head across to my Patreon page. You can pledge to support there at patreon.com/Captain Benzie. Anyway, all that said and done, let's jump straight into the meat on this one. So tomorrow, the 14th of September, there's going to be another patch, 120 minutes, it'll go down at 0800 UTC plus 0, 2 hours later it should come back up. New content, the Voyage Ceremony Monument. As the ending of the event, the Voyage Ceremony Monument will be permanently placed next to the G4 Moon 4 Caldari Navy Assembly Plant, surrounded by 50 corporations' flags. Thank you to every corporation and every capsuleer for creating the New Eden history together with us. This is actually even more awesome than it sounds. EVE Online has this big thing where there are lots of monuments that are basically built to player achievements and things like that. The first Titan ever built, Steve. Its remains are still in the game. They haven't despawned. The devs have made that a permanent site. There are memorials around the game to various different events that have happened, whether it's the races for like the Galente Federation Day, or whether it's things like the much more sobering Malaya Memorial, which is basically an in-game cemetery for real-life players who have died in EVE Online and have monuments erected to them there. All this kind of thing. And the fact that we are getting the Voyage Ceremony Monument from the end of the second anniversary Voyage Ceremony is pretty cool. Now, obviously, I'm a bit biased on this one because Catskull should be one of the 50 corporations' flags flown on that. We were in that Voyage Ceremony, but I just really like the concept of this being a permanent thing. We need more of these permanent things in the game that you can fly to that don't necessarily do anything. Things like the Golgotha Fields, the Pater Eternal Flame, even just the Eve Gate. It still boggles my mind that 2 years into the game we still don't have the skybox for the actual Eve Gate, probably the most significant site in the game. You should be able to go to the New Eden system, which is all the way out in a Mars space, and it has its own unique skybox, because it's where the Eve Gate that, humanity entered the New Eden cluster came from. Anyway, let's not rant on about that one. This is really cool, and it suggests that they might be taking this kind of player monuments and things more seriously, which is something I really hope, because it does make the game feel more lived in. List feature update. The list can now be created directly without going through another system, so you don't have to generate a list each time just by going in, on a ship fitting, generate list. Looks like you can open a blank list and start adding things manually. That's cool. Nice quality of life change. See? Told you there are nice quality of life changes hidden in these patch notes. Store updates, some adjustment to the gift packs in the store. Capsuleers are welcome to check them out and make a purchase. Oh, thank you. So kind of you to let me spend my money. Removed the Hot Sellers Lazarus Unit Value Bundle, Nanocore Material Reset integrated supply, and then replaced it with the Implant Material Bundle S, Implant Material Bundle L, Neuroactive Supplement Bundle. So, yeah, ways to boost up your implants are being added to the stores. Added to the weekly features, Nanocore Reset Offer. Awesome, so it is, this is neither here nor there for me, really. Store's getting updated, but I suppose this means if you're watching this video right now before the patch goes live and one of those is something you really want to buy, now's your last chance, I guess. Implant adjustments. Oh, don't get too excited though. Warhead charge and support projection. The damage fall-off for precision warheads and range-extending warheads reduces to 20%. When passing through the Stargate, the previously selected warhead will be saved. However, logging in and out of the game will reset your selection. This was in response to the dev Q&A last week of can we please have it so that I don't have to keep changing which of those warheads I'm going to do. So they've kind of fixed that now, rather than adding a second button. It's a bit of a rough fix, but hey, at least it's a fix, I guess. The damage fall-off reduces to 20% rather than 25% reduction. Good, because that's been a pretty naff and underwhelming implant for many people. Next on, though, high power coil reduces the neural activity consumption for active skill 1 of high power coils by 25%. Okay, so you need to repair this one less frequently. Focused Crystal reduces damage boost for Focused Crystals from 2% to 1.8% per level. Still, yeah, I know the Apocalypse Striker gets a lot of flack as being overpowered. It's not. I should do a full video on this one, really. The Apocalypse Striker is not overpowered. It is actually pretty equal to the other Strikers. It's just the way that PvE is set up in Eve Echoes makes the Apocalypse Striker just by far the best option, and the fact that Siege Mode is so terrible on missiles, because, and I'm not even going to pretty this up anymore, these developers clearly do not understand how missile application mechanics actually work in their own game, so the Raven Striker's Siege Mode just gets ridiculous penalties to it. Because, yeah, they haven't figured out how to actually properly work missile application. So there we go, that's what needs changing, not the Apocalypse Striker. The Focused Crystal reduction, is that going to be a big change to the Apocalypse Striker? No, not really. And notably, the barrage suppression on the Macariel, still utterly unchanged. It is still the most broken, ridiculous implant in the game. And I want one. I want one because I want to experience this myself properly on the live server before before it finally gets nerfed, if it ever eventually does. I hate the fact that I'm having to skill into battleships now. I've got myself a Rattlesnake on Benzie and the Praxis too. Silent Rose has just finished all the training that he needs to fly a ship. It's now just saving up the ISK to get myself a Macariel, because, yeah, I don't fly battleships, so I don't have ISK, you know? Because that's how this game works. Anyway, let's move on. New event, Inscription of the Galaxy Nirvana. From the 21st of September to 23rd of November, we're going to have a new Inscription of the Galaxy event. This is those kind of leaderboards you get for building and destroying stuff. Yeah, they're interesting, they're easily gameable, which is really frustrating. Like, it's so easy to just build stuff and destroy it yourself to shoot up both leaderboards, but hey, there we go. I don't know what to suggest on this one, because I've read lots of suggestions. People go, oh, they just need to do this, they just need to do that. And it's like, yeah, but if they do this, it's going to then just fix that and create more problems. It's such a messed up situation. But hey, there we go. And Verge of Silence. Verge of Silence is back, September 21st to October 12th, so there's like a 2-week period there. An outpost reporter traces the sleepers in an unfamiliar region, choosing a way to explore the system. 2 mission locations, Safe and Perilous, which are, as we had before, Perilous system is PvP enabled, Safe system is like high sec, you can target but you can't do anything. In safe systems, you complete missions like upgrading the space station and clearing the dormant domain, so PvE, combat, and things like that, which probably is just going to be massively overrun. You'll get that whole thing of a new site spawns, everyone will warp in, everyone fires precisely one shot, and then the entire thing's cleared, and you have to wait until the next one comes. Hopefully they fix something with that. Hopefully they have added more of the safe systems so that it's not the entire server's worth of cowards in one safe system. But there we go. Perilous system as well did have its issues, definitely. Capsuleers won't lose any ship modules in this mission. That means, yeah, no destruction in this. No need to bring stuff back via insurance. Up to 10,000 interstellar tokens can be obtained daily. I wonder what we'll get for those. I'm imagining this is just going to be pretty much the same as before, but I am hoping they've added some new stuff into the Interstellar token store, and that they fixed some of the issues that we had with the previous Verge of Silence, namely the fact that carriers absolutely dominated it, mainly that the whole concept of the safe system was just pointless because it was impossible to do anything. I don't know. I'm hoping it was a cool event. I liked it more than I thought I would. It was a great opportunity to teach people how to fly through gate camps using covert op cloaks, if nothing else. But I'm hoping they've upgraded it a little bit as well, and it's not just a copy-paste. And I know, as I've said that, there's going to be people in the comment section going, oh, it's just going to be a copy-paste. Shut up, let's wait and see, eh? Moving on, optimizations. Estimated price has been updated based on the market transaction record. The NetEase stamp of authenticity on the patch notes removed the indicator circle of maximum jump range in star map. Now systems within the range will be highlighted. This is good because that circle was heavily misleading because of the 2D nature of our screens and the 3-dimensional nature of the star map. It would look like something's in range, but oh, I can't jump there, because when you actually look at it, it's outside of the sphere. Much better here, having systems within range being highlighted. That works nicely. Good fix, like it. The lock animation will not be shown when followed by a drone. Okay. This is the thing, I think, when a drone ignores its AI and continues to follow you, even if the target ship has unlocked, that you won't see them yellow boxing you anymore. Mining drones can only be used on ores now. What else could they be used on? A tutorial video on personal assets will pop up when a newly created character obtains items in a station outside of their base system for the first time. Good. That whole personal assets menu, it seems so obvious to most of us, but it is one of the most frequently asked questions I get. I had a load of stuff in a different station. I don't know where that station is. How do I find where it all is? That little button down there. Now there'll be a tutorial telling you. Good. Added ship orientation indicator to neocomms in the main interface. Okay, I'm assuming that means ship orientation in regards to the facing of the ship. Could be useful, I guess. We'll see. Fix the issues where drones may remain in space after being destroyed. Fix the issue where focus fire command could forcibly enable offline drones. It fixed the issue where complementary Plex wasn't showing in the Omega Duo bundle pack. Actually, they're given. Good. I've seen people grab these recently. Yes, that is working again. These are the things where you buy like 3 months worth of Omega for a slightly reduced price, and you get some Plex in it as well. You do now get the Plex again. Fix the issue where fonts did not change after tapping some buttons. That's a very vague way of saying that the whole resolution and resizing thing was absolutely screwed. But hey, there we go. Not all that much in this week's one. It's definitely not things that I'd be really hoping for. A couple of nice little quality of life changes in there. Nice to see the Verge of Silence coming back. I just hope it's something worthwhile doing, other than me just, logging in a Probe Explorer, Covert Ops cloaking, and then sitting 10Ks off and just putting my phone down while I have dinner and do something else. Would be nice to have something to actually do in game. Otherwise, yeah, I guess I'm training battleships, aren't I? Yay, fun times. Anyway, I am working on some video content. As I said, I've recently started flying a Praxis 2 and the Rattlesnake, so expect some content on those, some ship fitting guides, probably a look at some of the other smaller cruisers like the Healer. I'd like to cover that one again. So there is some content coming soon. Don't worry yourselves, folks. Benzie is not gone. I may be struggling with the game quite a bit at the moment just because the content that I personally want just flat out isn't there. And I'm being forced into ships that I don't enjoy flying, but I am still playing, I am still trying to find my way. If you've got any tips or any tricks or things that you find that you're really enjoying in the game that aren't battleships or carriers, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, folks, that's all for today. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden!